Well, that's what I was actually thinking right now was about Tony Ferguson and him rising to the top of the UFC lightweight division. Do you feel like you're one or two away from being on top with him?
Absolutely. Especially with activity. It's unfortunate that I've been out as long as I have, but having Khabib at number one, it's a little frustrating. He's got a lot of talent. The kid's tough as hell, but he's very inactive, and I don't think it warrants the number that he has next to his name. Especially when his only quality win he's had in the last 2 or 3 years was Michael Johnson. Even though that was recent, you're still littered with some not so good situations with him missing weight. He fought a guy who stepped up on short notice, and it took him 2 rounds to beat him. You know what I mean? And the state of the lightweight division is not as great as it should be right now. It's in a backlog, and it's not good for the sport.
How do you feel Kevin Lee matches up with you, man? I mean, he's talking. He feels he's better than you everywhere. I mean, styles make fights. I mean, what do you feel he brings to the table? I mean, what do you think of those comments he's saying too? That he feels he's better than you everywhere.
Well, I want him to feel that way because anytime I go out there and compete, I want to go against the best version of my opponent. You know what I mean? I don't want a guy. I want him to be confident. I want him to feel that he's well prepared, and that he can beat me anywhere the fight goes. He's going to have his moments, maybe, but he's not a better fighter than me. Period. The only thing he's got over me is he's got a better six pack. You know what I mean? He's just a better athlete. You know what I mean? Physically, if he's a physical specimen compared to me. But in terms of martial arts, he's not better than me. You know what I mean? So it just all boils down to me just going out there and executing. And ring rust will not be an issue this fight. There will be no. I'm very well trained. I haven't spent 14 months just sitting around doing nothing. It's not like I sat around for a year and then jumped up and did an 8-week camp. I've been back in the game for 8 months now. I took 6 months off to let my body rest. And I've been back to training. I've been traveling and training and learning and expanding my game. And, I'm not going to be the same guy you saw, April, my last fight was April 16th last year. I'm not the same guy I was then. I'm going to blow some people's minds. It's going to be like the best version of myself that anybody's ever seen.
Oh, it is a soundbite.
I love that.
I like that.
Well, Ferguson, he's making his FS1 debut as an analyst on Sunday night, and he had this to say about your fight against Kevin Lee. He said, "I expect fireworks. I expect Kevin to come out a little more fuego with a little more fire and attack Michael's body. I think if Lee does it right, he picks him apart. He will have a big victory. But Michael is a tough son of a bitch, and this is going to be a great fight." So that was his commentary on it. What's your thoughts on his comments?
Tony wants Kevin to win because he doesn't want to fight me.
Damn!
Seriously, you're an analyst. Here's the thing. You're an analyst. You're supposed to analyze the fights from both sides. Okay, so you just said, here's what I think Kevin should do. Kevin should attack the body, and he does this. I think he's going to pick him apart. But on my side, he's a tough guy, but it's going to be a good fight. That's not a good analyst job, Tony. You got to break down both sides. Okay, if you're going to tell Kevin what he should do to win, you got to analyze both sides of the fight, buddy. You know what I mean? It's whatever. I don't care, and that's cool. You go ahead and attack my body. I'll eat those body shots and execute my tough son of a bitch attributes kindly. You know what I mean? So it's whatever.
Now, things go well. I'm the type of guy when I was fighting, I never like to look ahead. I'm not, I think it's bad luck. But I have to ask you, things do go well. You got a name ready to call out. Everybody likes when the people win and they got somebody they want to call out. I mean, you got somebody, you can keep us in suspense. You got a name on your tongue where you want to take somebody out after Kevin Lee.
Yeah, there is a guy. Tito Macaroni's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. That's who I'm tackling next. I'm going to get myself a big bowl of pasta.
That's Matt's line.
Tito Macaroni's in Coeur d'Alene. That's my next opponent after I get through with Kevin Lee.
I'm going to have to go there, man. Hey, you ever visit Long Island, dude? I'll take you to some good places. You got to visit New York. You got to come in studio when you're around here, too.
Now, we know you're really sick of talking about this, but we have to bring it up. And I know that you've probably talked about this with your friends and everybody. Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. What do you? Okay, it's because
Yeah.
he's the current UFC lightweight champion. So we gotta.
What, Conor McGregor
Yeah.
versus Floyd Mayweather?
Well,
Thoughts?
what is his thoughts?
Let's them. I'm not
very
asking your
important.
thoughts. I'm asking his thoughts.
I want to know, Michael.
Go
What
ahead.
do you think? Because how do you stack up against him? Is he going to come back? Like, what are you thinking?
I do think I match up well against Connor. Especially with my grappling, my wrestling game. We saw he had troubles with Chad Mendez. I'm not nearly the wrestler Chad Mendez was, but I have a definite style of grappling, that I bring to the table. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Mayweather and McGregor. I think that, I quit doubting Connor a long time ago. I'm not saying he's going to win, but I'm just saying he never ceases to go out and surprise people. And, I don't know. It's just tough to say how it's going to pan out because it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be Connor totally surprising us and catching him, or Mayweather's just going to cruise to a decision. You know what I mean? It's only going to go those ways. Connor's not going to win a decision against Mayweather, so it's either a KO by Connor, a decision by Mayweather, and all I know is I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not picking anybody, but all I'm saying is I'm never counting Conor McGregor out of any fight unless he's fighting me.
I like that. I like that. I feel with that fight, I feel Conor, he really has nothing to lose, because even if he loses, hey man, he can still beat him in a real fight. So it's like, all right, you beat my ass with you beat me in a boxing match, but I know I'd beat you in any other circumstance, a cage, a street fight, anything. I beat your ass. So I don't really think the guy's got anything. I think that in his head that he really doesn't have that much to lose as far as being like a man or whatever, like being a fighter, then that could maybe put him at ease a little bit more. But, and not for nothing.
So and not to mention the $75 million payday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Floyd is 40. The guy could have went to high school with me. So I don't know. I don't know. But I do know there's going to be fireworks this weekend at Fox Sports 1, 10 p.m.
9 p.m.
What?
Sunday night.
Sunday night? What did I say? Saturday?
No, you just said 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Michael Chiesa, I know you're doing a ton of press for this, dude. I want you in studio sooner or later, buddy. And
I would love to be there, man. That'd be great.
I am. Listen, I'm not just a former fighter. I'm a freaking fan. I'm so happy that there's been so many fights on lately, and I'm happy that I always loved watching you fight. You're entertaining as hell, and I'm expecting fireworks, man. And I think this is not the last time you're going to be headlining a show. I'll tell you that much.
Nope, it sure won't, and I appreciate that, Matt. It's an honor coming from you, sir.
Oh, you're the man. All right, the great Michael Chiesa.
What up?
I sure will, man. Tell Sam next time I see your buddy Sam, we're talking comic books when I see him.
I will.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Bye, Mike.
Thank you, Matt.
Take care of business. We'll talk to you soon, bro. All right, man. The great Michael Chiesa. Hey, man, I'm excited for this fight. Kevin Lee was on here. He was a good dude. And, he's having fun with it. He's having fun just talking. He's enjoying everything. I'll tell you, he might have a mouth on him, Kevin Lee, but he's living it. He's training hard, and the guy's putting the work in, and he's finishing fights. This is, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think Chiesa, this is the hardest guy that Chiesa's definitely, I'm going to say, fought the tougher competition. But Kevin Lee's a well-rounded guy that's finishing fights. This is going to be his toughest test. And
I like taking a look at these guys, especially around this number in that division, and looking at how they're evolving through all of their fights. I like when you just see kind of a little bit of growth each and every time. Yeah. And now they're coming together to headline. It's actual perfect matchmaking. And it's really good to see who's going to take the next step forward and the next step forward. And, and then knowing that Ferguson's there and like what's happening and who's evolving and who's learned from each experience. That's why we watch this stuff.
These guys deserve to be headlining this card on the on Fox Sports 1, 9 p.m. And it's on Sunday. It's not on Saturday.
No, and
Phoenix,
the whole card,
Sunday.
It's on Sunday, and the whole card's filled with talent too. Because you got Tim Bosch, Johnny Hendricks, you got Felice Herring, was I was telling you about. I really like her, and Justine Kish. And then like opening the main card is B.J. Penn and Dennis Silver.
Dennis
Seaver.
I am going to be on my edge of my seat with that fight. I really I came up with BJ. We
Fought him in
we,
2002, right?
I literally fought the guy ages ago.
It was decision. He won.
Damn
He
right.
won.
It
Yeah.
was a close fight. And since then, he won the decision. It was to a standstill, pretty much. I got the online vote, but that's not the point.
I remember
The point
this.
is he's a legend.